Hello, Mouse Diva fans, and the Mouse Diva has been tagged, that's right, tagged, for a travel tag called Wanderlust Tag. Wanderlust Tag. And I was tagged by Traveling Spanky. If you haven't seen his channel, he has quite a few vlogs on Disney World, on his Disney World vacations. And right now, he's taking his viewers along on his weight loss journey. On his weight loss journey. That's the way to do it. So, super nice, funny guy. Comes up with some really creative ideas on his vlogs. So, go ahead and check him out. Again, Traveling Spanky. And thank you for tagging me because I love to talk about travel. So, anything to do with that. And I love to talk anyway. You guys probably know that already. But anyway, so on to the first question. First question is, where was your first plane ride to? Unfortunately, I really don't remember it. I was 4, grew up in Virginia, and my parents were from St. Louis. So my mom and I evidently took a plane ride to St. Louis. I don't recall anything about the trip, but I have heard stories. And that story is, my traveling adventures evidently started when I was young. Because at some point in the airport, I got separated from my mother. And I was a very independent little girl, I suppose, but eventually did go up to an employee and said, "Can you help me? My mother's lost." And I hear that story and it's like, yep, that sounds like something I would say. I'm not lost by any means. I'm just out on an adventure. But my mother is obviously lost. So that was my first plane ride. And actually, I did not ride a plane again until I was 22 or 23, I believe. So number 2, where have you traveled that you would love to visit again? Well, that's easy. Walt Disney World. Yeah, I would go every single month if I had the finances and time to go every single month. Where else would I go? Back to Washington, D.C., and that's actually happening in a few days. In 2012, my husband and I spent part of our honeymoon in Washington, D.C., but we only had one day to get to hit all the Smithsonian museums, and there just wasn't enough time to do everything. So actually, in a few days, we are headed back with 2 of the 5 children to visit the Capitol and the Cathedral and the Smithsonian again. So I'm looking forward to that. Number 3, you're leaving tomorrow. Money is no object. Where would you go? That's hard because if I was leaving tomorrow, I guess if money is no object, I would get to take everybody because I really have this fear of being too far away from my kids. I wouldn't want to go overseas without my kids right now because they're not adults yet. But if money was no object, it would definitely be, London, Paris. Yeah, because that's just a dream trip that hopefully one day will happen. And if money was no object, I would spend quite a few weeks just traveling. And you know what? If I'm at Paris and stuff, I just might as well go to everywhere else. Australia. Yeah, that would be wonderful. There's so many places to go. So little time. So little money. Okay, number 4, preferred method of travel, plane, trains, or cars. Well, that is very simple. I've never ridden a train. I would like to take a train ride. I don't think that would be my favorite. It is definitely cars right now. I am not a plane person. I can't be on a plane for long periods of time. I'm not a person to sit still that long. And I also have claustrophobia. So some of you people know what I'm talking about. Just being in that space for long periods of time, just is like fingernails on a chalkboard or bugs in my system, restless leg syndrome, something, but I just can't sit still that long. And the thought of going over water, yeah, I'm gonna have to be drugged. I just have this fear of flying over water, and there's so many overseas places I want to go. But, you know, I've never taken any type of medication to calm me, but I really think when the day comes that I'm going to have to go overseas over water, yeah, I'm going to have to be drugged, people, seriously. Because just the 2 hours is just like my max on a plane ride. So I prefer a car. Plus, I like to stop along the way at different places, and I like to have control over when and where I'm going on a plane. I've ridden before, they've canceled a flight at the last minute or changed the flight to a different day or a different time, and that really can mess up your travel schedule. So it's just planes are too iffy. I mean, I get getting there fast, that's great, but I prefer a car. Long story, I know, I'm rambling. All right, number 5, favorite travel website. Walt Disney World. That's the one I go to the most, is the Walt Disney World website. You know, to book my resort, my dining reservations, my fast passes. I don't really use any type of like Expedia or Travelocity because we are Wyndham owners, so we have timeshare with Wyndham. So anytime we want to travel, we just go to that website, and that is where we choose a hotel or resort from those locations that are available. So I have no plugs for any travel websites right now because I just don't use them. And number 6, where would you travel just to eat food? I'm not a big foodie. I don't even eat red meat or pork, so that would be hard. I did just take my daughter to Nashville, Tennessee for her 16th birthday, just her and I, and there were quite a few local restaurants that I would have liked to try. We just didn't have the time, and I would go back to Nashville just to well, I'd go back with my husband because some of those places are kind of more adult friendly, like at night. I would like me and Mr. Mouse Diva actually to go back to Nashville, Tennessee to check out their local cuisine because they are getting very known for just their food in that area. So if you're from Nashville or you've ate there before, comment below on any good restaurants that I should check out the next time we are there. Number 7, is there a place where you would never travel again? Yes, sort of. Took a cruise to the Bahamas. Okay, hold on, my feet are like falling asleep. Oh my gosh. Being over 40, people. Okay, there we go. I was kind of all my weight was on my legs, so now I'm just sitting Indian style. Took a cruise to the Bahamas, and when we got off the ship, that is not a place I would want to go back to in that type of situation. We were harassed by locals. Do you want a taxi? Do you want your hair braided? Do you want a doobie? I just wanted to slap somebody at that point. But we couldn't. And where we were just was kind of dirty and smelly, and we maybe stayed off the ship an hour, if that, and went back to the ship because we were just having a miserable time. The ship was great and fun. So I'm not saying I wouldn't go back to the Bahamas, maybe in an all-inclusive resort or something like that, but just a cruise getting off on the Bahamas, I don't think I will do that again. Can you recite your passport number by memory if asked? Who came up with these questions? That's hilarious. I cannot even recite my full name sometimes. No, I cannot recite it. I don't even know what number or letter it starts with. I just know it's a long number. It's quite ironic. We just had passports out the other day comparing pictures from way back when. And actually, I've never even used my passport. I had gotten it in 2010, I believe. I think 2010. And then I backed out of the trip. You know, it was supposed to be overseas, the whole plane thing. And I backed out of the trip, which is like crazy because just of my love of traveling. But again, the kids were just too young to leave behind. So, nope, I cannot. And do you prefer the window, the aisle, or the middle seat on a plane? Super easy, the aisle. Again, it's the whole space thing, and I have to be able to stretch out my legs, and I stretch them out in the aisle. And sometimes that's kind of hard. I will switch it up with my husband because, of course, he has very long legs. He's tall, and he needs that extra space, but he does know that every now and then I've got to I got to stretch out. I got to feel like I'm in a bigger space. So the aisle is definitely what I prefer. Does anybody prefer the middle? You comment below if any of your answers would be the middle. Because I know if you are kind of like Traveling Spanky said, he's like, I don't want to be in the middle. I'm a broad guy. And you'd be all squished up. And yeah, that's totally true. I can't imagine if somebody likes the middle, why would they like the middle? I'm curious. Maybe, they like being surrounded by family, or they feel more safer or secure. Maybe they're insecure about riding on a plane and they feel like if they're surrounded by other people. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of positive reasons to sit in the middle. Oh, I know a positive reason to sit in the middle. If you fall asleep, either way, you've got somebody to lean on. Hey, thumbs up for that idea. Yeah. All right, let's see. Do you prefer, oh, I already read that. Hello. Okay, last question, number 10. How do you pass the time on an airplane? I wish I could sleep. I know so many people say, I just sleep. I have tried and tried, and I just cannot sleep on a plane. So I read. I'm an avid reader. I like to read. I'm not a big electronics person, which is really weird because I have all this vlogging gear and computer and accessories and all this, but I'm not a big electronics people, and I am not a Kindle or e-reader or anything. I want a real book, a real book. Yeah, I'm by the bookshelf. I got to be able to open the book, smell the book, feel the book. Yeah, I do not want, I do not even read the newspaper online. I got to have a real newspaper. I'm an old-fashioned diva, people, an old-fashioned diva. So, that is the 10 questions of the Wanderlust Tag. And I hope I didn't ramble on too much. This was very, very fun. There's a few people that I would like to tag for this, and that is the Bookish Princess, the lovely Bookish Princess, and L&R Dreaming, and the Magic Geekdom. I'm definitely curious to see what the Magic Geekdom, what their answers are on some of these questions. So, thank you so much for watching this tag, and make sure to check out the Mouse Diva's other vlogs. Restaurant, resort tours, restaurant, oh my gosh. It's like I've been drinking. Restaurant reviews, resort tours, special events like Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, the Gingerbread House, things to do with Tsum Tsums, Disney shopping hauls, and the list goes on, people. And if you want full Disney vacation vlogs, you want to see the whole thing, then check out my family channel called Life's a Whirlwind. And thanks again for Traveling Spanky's tag to me. And again, check out his channel so that you can check out his weight loss vlog. Or if all you care about is Disney, well, he's got those vlogs too. See ya at the parks.